Joes and a Pro. As always, you have your hosts Kenny, Ryan, and Brian. My guys, it's wonderful. It's great to see you. I want to start off by first saying, Brian, happy belated birthday. You're another
Thank you.
year younger, so happy birthday to that. But other than
Oh,
that, how was you guys this week?
It's been great.
mine was good. Yeah, we do that every time. We answer at the same exact
Same
time every
way.
time.
Consistency is the key. That's what we like. The consistency is
Because
the
we're
key, right?
synced up like iPods.
What the?
Not a
So
sponsor.
Brian, what did you do for your birthday?
Uh, got dinner from this place called Bonefish Grill. If you're from Maryland, you know where it is. You know what's at.
I think
It's
Great.
pretty
Now they
Bonefish
good.
know
Grill's
where we
everywhere.
live.
I don't care.
Bonefish Grill is everywhere.
Is it? I
But
don't know. It's the
yeah,
first
but
place I've lived where I've seen it. So
well, you're from Maine, so
yeah, I lived in Texas
What'd you
too,
get?
though. It's not
yeah. What do you get?
odd in and the bang
Man,
bang shrimp.
all right, not too bad. All right, hey man. So we got a lot for you guys this week. Getting straight into the
Bang bang.
NBA. It's been very eventful. So I don't know
Ooh.
this loss. Ice Trey the Yang was going on. Trey Young was is killing. He's just straight up balling right now. Um, he he's shooting Steph Curry like percentage wise. So they're up 1-0 right now on the Bucks. By the way, they get skate one on the Bucks. They up 1-0 on the Bucks. Then Devin Booker is doing the same thing. I heard Stephen A. saying that he's this day's Kobe Bryant, and I agree. Like just how versatile he is, how he can score anywhere on the court. I wouldn't say he is as defensively gifted as Kobe Bryant, uh, but offensively, like he's a killer. And they're up 2-0 on the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals. Playoff P has been balling, but he folded late in the game, missing two clutch free throws. So that kind of hurt me a little bit in my pick because I'm the only one standing with the Clippers. So that was that's on that part. Chris Paul's back, so we'll see what happens from there. So uh, I know Brad Stevens got fired. That was another little blow to the Celtics. I don't know if it happened over the
He
weekend or not,
didn't
but I
get
just
fired.
what do you got then? He resigned.
Uh, he got moved to. So, frame
Okay,
you got to frame it like
okay,
that. Okay,
sorry.
thank you.
He leveled up in the position of more authority to GM because coaching wasn't his strong suit. Um,
What
so
does
he could
GM do in basketball? Oh, I guess salary cap, but like,
But
okay.
I mean,
Yeah, I guess
I
he is
get,
good
yeah,
at
I
talent
guess.
acquisition. I guess he can look at talent good. I don't know how good gritting Al Horford back helps them, but hey, he's a GM and not me. So um, I'm sorry, Brad Stevens, you didn't get fired. You got a promotion. My bad, bro. Uh, but yeah, that's all I have for NBA. It's been kind of pretty eventful. So I'm looking forward to the Western Conference, Eastern Conference Finals continuing and see what happens from there. But yeah, so we're going
we're going
baseball
baseball.
or football. Yeah, let's get
Yeah, we'll
baseball.
go
Let's go.
baseball. All right. So baseball,
Drama.
these pitchers is going on with the spider tag, baby.
Hey,
It is awesome. You got pitchers being press conferences about having to be checked now for sticky. The MLB has to check them periodically throughout the games. You got pitchers that, when they do get checked, have gone as far as down to their knees because they're so outraged that they're being checked for sticky substance. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, if you're not cheating, why do
Oh,
you
to
care?
check their balls. I get it. I
Yeah,
get
they
it.
might be because they grab their balls all the time, you know?
they
So,
do that. So
Yeah, they do.
uh,
You're right,
um,
uh,
100%.
Max Scherzer actually got checked 3 times in one game
four.
because was it 4? Okay.
Yeah,
Well, he was rubbing his hair and he even admitted it in his press conference after the game. He said, I was rubbing my hair so I could get my hand wet so it would help me grip the ball better. So
what?
he was trying to grip the ball. So it's not like, it was wrong for Giardi. which is the Phillies bench coach or Phillies general manager there, for it wasn't wrong for him to think that that was suspicious. It
Come
just
on,
turns
man.
out it was just sweat, you know.
Come on,
So
man. Did you
Do
watch
you think
that
it was
game?
gel?
yeah, I watched. I mean, I saw most of it. I mean,
But that was some of those was ridiculous. Like he was just trying to like throw him off his game essentially. Like if
oh
just
sure,
because somebody rubs their hair, come on now.
I
He's
know, but
sweating. He's pouring sweat. He's playing. He's pitching it in professional baseball. He's sweating. Like, what do you want him to do? Just let the sweat drip and just let it get in his eye and do whatever? Like, damn, he still can't have his normal mannerisms how he conducts himself during the game because you're afraid or you thinking that he's has some type of substance on him.
well, the problem is that even Giardi said he's never seen Max Scherzer doing that action in a game before.
He's gonna say
So
that though, so he doesn't look like an asshole. He's gonna say that.
I know
Yeah,
I'm
but
just playing devil's advocate here. I think it's all I love it. I love the drama, and actually, this is great for baseball because it's getting so much attention right now
Yeah,
because
because
of something so stupid.
what's the
But it's
picture?
great.
What's the picture from the athletics that pulled his pants down?
Sergio Romo,
Ortiz,
I think.
Romo, yeah, something like that. He
I
was
don't know.
funny. He was funny. Like
Yeah.
he was a little overboard.
Yeah.
Like taking off his belt. I'm like, come on, bro. Like I understand they're gonna check you, but come on, bro.
favorite player in the league.
I cried laughing watching that. But
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, so that's baseball. You know what I mean? Like it's just drama, and oh, by the way, hitters are hitting a lot better miraculously. Weird. Uh, there's a lot more runs being scored. Is better for the game because if you're going to a ball game, would you rather see a 10-8 score or would you rather see 2-1? 2-1 might be boring. You're just sitting there watching them play catch essentially. But if they scoring runs, they're running the bases, they're hitting home runs. That's more exciting.
They need the juice, man. They need the juice. Bring the juice back.
Oh, I mean,
Steroids.
I don't think they ever stopped the juice. Let's just put it that way.
it's still there. It's just sliding underneath the rug.
Right. Yeah.
So
But yeah, that's all I got. Unless anybody has anything else to add.
I don't have
Negative
anything. I actually like how baseball is going right now with all the theatrics.
drama.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Hey, it's
So
entertaining. Well, we got some stuff that we could talk about. It's mostly off-season things, but for example, Steelers released their Pro Bowl guard, David DeCastro, which makes sense. He's getting a little older. They're trying to save money, so they went ahead and cut him. But they figured like if they were going to try to trade him during the draft, so I imagine they probably tried to, but couldn't get any takers. So they cut him, which makes sense because come July, his contract was probably gonna be worth a lot more money, and they wanted to cut him before that July 1st. So I think Trey Turner, which Kenny you should know because he played for the Chargers last year, right? And a couple years before that, he played for Carolina, but he came in for a visit, I think, last week at guard. So the Steelers are lined up to potentially take him as a free agent coming off of an injury. Secondly, the NFL approved alternate helmets. I don't know if anyone actually cares, but like historically, not historically, but like in recent years with like the concussion and everything like that, you're only allowed to wear one helmet, and like they could take the stickers off and then be like that's your like they can only have one helmet throughout the season. I guess CTE doesn't matter now that like COVID's a thing, so they don't really care about the concussions. Now
cut it out.
you can have get ready. You might be seeing the alternate Patriots helmet, the Buccaneers helmet. So they'll bring back some of the throwbacks. I'm pretty pumped for that. Not that it really matters.
Yeah, I really don't think the
Did you?
helmets matters that much, just because at least in college we had multiple helmets, right?
Mhm.
Like we had a white helmet, we had a black helmet, we had a red helmet. So like at the end of the day, as long as they put enough air in it, just to your liking, then it shouldn't really be a difference in that case as far as like head injuries. Now if they're
Yeah.
like not they just got one helmet that they're putting the proper air in, and the other ones they just kind of disregard and throw them on. It's a different thing, but I'm pretty sure a lot of guys would make sure their helmets is properly fitted. So
Yep.
yeah.
I remember a couple years ago, I think it was Antonio Brown that threw a fit because they were like, "You can't wear this helmet anymore," because the style was like no longer allowed, and he was like freaking out when he was at
It
the
was a
Raiders.
certified, yeah.
Yeah.
But that shirt helmet that he had is actually like pretty light. So like a lot of helmets today's day is really heavy, and I understand
Mhm.
why. I understood why he wanted a new helmet. I think he was a little bit over the top because she could have got a different type of shirt helmet that could have they could have modified it to kind of fit just the same way. But she was a little over the top. But I understand why he was upset though, because that's one of the lightest helmets. So yeah,
Uh, uh, it looks like we should see some contracts coming up here soon. Nick Chubb, Baker Mayfield potentially this summer. Um, I know also the Ravens are in talks with Lamar Jackson for a long term deal, as well as Josh Allen. I know they have their 5th year options coming up, but I mean, teams that know their quarterback is going to be their future, they're going to try and lock them up as soon as possible.
yeah, save
Um,
money.
yeah, Marquise Goodwin's doing the long jump for the U.S. Olympics trial, so that's pretty cool. I know he was
Did,
pretty good.
did he make it though, or are they still
No,
jumping? I
he's
thought
he's he's gonna do
it's
the
this week.
trials.
It's this week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Speaking
thought
of contracts, though, the David DeCastro, uh, I don't understand why the Steelers cut him. It was only 5.5 million for a veteran.
really.
I thought it was gonna.
Um,
I thought it was gonna be something bigger than that. But
I saw it
five
was
point.
reported that he's saving 8.7.
Oh, I'm just looking at the contract thing right now. It said dead cap hit would be 5.547 million. So I thought it was gonna be something higher, like teens or double digits at least
Well,
in millions. So,
he's also contemplating retirement because I guess his ankle is still messed up, and he has
okay.
this year and like it never was the same.
So they just put him
So
out his misery early, take him around back.
I think that's what it was.
Hey,
I
hey,
think one more thing I wanted to mention. I think that man, where did I see it? I know there is the deadline's coming up soon, like the beginning of July, for players to opt out for COVID reasons. They're allowing that again this year. So if
July
you
2nd.
want to opt out, if you it is July 2nd, so we'll, we might see some names. I imagine most players are not going to opt out, um, but who knows? Like
the,
C.J. Mosley, I know is coming back after an injury year and then also a COVID opt out last year.
yeah.
So that's pretty dope.
The question is, if they sit out, do they get that year guaranteed? Like, does that year is accredited? That's the question. Because
I don't know
if
what
it
they get.
is right, if they do sit out and it's accredited year, then why would you not do that? Right? Because
Yeah,
I think
they
you only
didn't
need.
last year.
Also, it didn't
It
count
didn't.
accredit. Oh, okay, never mind then. Because you only
No,
need 4 years to get their retirement.
I think the only thing they got was like a prorated portion of whatever their guaranteed money was.
Just because. Okay, gotcha.
So like this year, Dante Hightower is coming back for the Patriots. I know that, and he is on a fully non-guaranteed contract now because it was
That was
supposed to be his last year. Last year, you know what I
okay.
mean?
Yeah,
And then, so he got his bonus money, but he didn't. Now he's just on whatever his cap hit is.
yeah, but you will have to think that's pretty much guaranteed though, still, right? Because why would they cut him? Because they still
Well,
thinking he's the
right,
same type of player, right? Unless
yeah.
they don't like him. Huh?
But if he like turns out like come training camp and he's not what he was,
Yeah,
that's an easy make.
yeah, that makes sense. All right.
And I think that I mean I know we could talk about the Cole Beasley stuff. Carl Nassib, the defensive end for Car- well, Cole Beasley coming out and getting flack for saying he didn't want to get the COVID-19 vaccine,
Yeah,
and then he got tore up on Twitter and he was like basically defending himself that he'd want to retire and he also said that like a lot of players feel this way, and I think in previous episodes, Kenny, you actually brought this up that like a lot of players probably feel this way. Cole
yeah,
Beasley is just in a position where he can actually be vocal about it because he has enough money and is financially stable enough to be like, "F it, I'll just freaking retire it, or I won't play this
exactly.
year, whatever. If you guys make
Yeah,
me." I don't think the NFL is going to force players to do it. They are. I guarantee that they will, and it's already out there now that they're going to make it. They're going to make it more of a pain in the butt for the players that don't
Yeah.
get the vaccine. So like if they don't get it, they got to get tested every single day rather than like players that do get it, they only need to get tested once a week or something like that, or like don't need to be tested at all. They could just proceed like normal. I imagine the policies will change throughout the season, but like a lot of players like Cole Beasley may be like, F it. If you guys are gonna make me go through hell just to play football, then I'll
Yeah.
just sit out this year.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens comes the July 2nd deadline if like players like that just opt out for the sheer fact of like if you're gonna make me do all this crap, then I'm just not gonna do it. And
I
then lastly, go ahead if you have something
yeah, I'm
about
about
the
to say
COVID
to
too.
the COVID stuff. I said I know that it's pretty much is they're forcing without forcing, right? Like some
Oh
guys I
yeah,
still talk to, some of my friends I still talk to, they're like, man, they're pretty much forcing without forcing. Like, so at this point, most guys are giving in, right? Most guys are giving in and just say, all right, well, to get you off my back, I'll just go ahead and get the shots, which is to me, I just feel like, hey, they're playing. Just give them, let them make the decision. If they choose one way or the other, that's them, right? But hey, I just know that for those guys that are younger and are not financially secure, you kind of you kind of just it's like pushing you off the ledge, and you have no choice. You know what I mean? It's kind of like your
yeah,
back's against the wall in there because what are you gonna say? I got a $3 or $4 million contract, but since I don't get the shot, I'm risking the possibility of getting cut or something like that just because I'm on a cap hit and not doing anything for the team. So it's kind of like a lose lose for the guys that don't want to get the vaccine. So
yeah. And lastly, Carl Nassib, the defensive end for the Raiders, last week came out with a video on Instagram, and he was just telling everyone that he's gay, and he was like coming out, to the whole world. I didn't know that. I mean, obviously, like the entire Instagram didn't know that, but he is the first active NFL rostered player to be openly gay. So that's pretty cool. And I know Brian and I were talking about the jersey sales that like skyrocketed the following day, but like, I mean, it is what it is. That's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. I know like you and Brian were talking about it. To me, he was a phenomenal college player, right? As far as NFL, he
Yeah.
is a decent NFL player, and as long as at the end of the day, my stance on whatever your preference is, right? As long as you're happy at the end of the day, that's all that matters, right? I
Yeah.
think it's asinine. It's crazy that we live in a society like where people have to satisfy other people. Like, listen, you were going through whatever you're going through on your daily basis by yourself, nobody else. So I just feel like it's crazy that he had to do that at the beginning and say, "Hey guys, I am gay," right? It's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like that's his preference. He shouldn't have to do that. You know what I mean? It should just be like, "Hey, whatever you like is what you like." But it's still we still live in a society where everybody talk about equal opportunity and equal this and that and the third, that you still have to say this or come out and say that because you are afraid to be judged or afraid to be
Yep.
scrutinized or whatever the case may be. So
Yeah. I mean, I had no issues with him saying what he had to say. I don't,
yeah,
whatever. It doesn't change my opinion about him. He's a decent player,
yeah,
and like you said, really good college player. And the jersey sales that irked me, but not for the reason, like not because he's gay. Like I don't care about that. Like it
yeah,
is what it is. It irked me because in today's society, it's you got people that are just buying his jersey that have no idea who he is or what kind of player he is,
yeah,
but they're just buying it to because they support to him because he's gay, and I just find that to be just fake.
yeah,
Just you're just acting fake. Like don't you don't need to do that. If you like him as a player, that's his job in the NFL. Then get
yeah.
his jersey. That's what he
Yeah.
deserves. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Like
I
obviously,
I definitely back that too, because that's definitely true. Like you got people are buying his jersey because yeah we want to support him now. It's like if y'all supported him before, it's different. But now you guys want to support him
You
because he came
you want to
out.
support him now?
Yeah,
Do you have his Browns jersey, his
Penn State.
Tampa Bay jersey? Go get
yeah.
those
Penn State jersey. You
jerseys.
have all those. You know
His
what I
Penn
mean?
State.
Yeah,
So it's
like
like,
I mean, you basically these people are just for lack of a better term, they're bandwagon gay fans. is what
Yeah.
they're being. I mean, it's
I'm sorry.
that's
just an
all that
awful, like,
they're not a
yeah.
fan of the sport, though, is what I'm saying. They're just a fan
Yeah.
because he decided to tell everybody he's gay. And I don't know. I think that's kind of like, I don't know. Who cares?
Yeah, because it's
That's his personal life. Like, I
it's
don't know.
it's the way of society though. Like people just want to hop on to
Yep.
some cause,
I know.
right?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
he's coming here and he got a weight lifted off his shoulders, and they're trying to ride on his bandwagon. Like yeah. Like no, man.
We
Like you know
woke.
how hard that
We're woke.
is. You know what I mean? You know
Yeah.
how hard that is for him
Yeah.
to do that. And instead of
Yeah.
being supporting him, like, hey man, I appreciate it. You think by buying his jersey, said it's not going to put any more money in his pocket, right?
Nope.
But by wearing his jersey, you will go out in public and wear his jersey, and people will be like, oh yeah, you support us. When really, most of the people that do that, they don't. It's just fake. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I'm done with it.
Yeah, anyways.
So-
Let's,
All right.
let's move
Sorry,
on.
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry for all the in our feelings political stance and all that, or all that stuff. All right, man. So I appreciate that, Ryan, from football. So getting straight into the great debate, man. During the season, we have a little segment called Ryan Fantasies, which I know Ryan's excited about, right? So,
I can't wait.
right, Ryan's Fantasies, all fantasy football, man. He's going to really spearhead that and lead a charge on us or for us in that category. So the great debate is all around fantasy, right? So we got fantasy, buzz sleepers, and honorary picks. So
Football.
if you for football, yeah. If you guys are listening out there, tune in and write this down. Get your pen and paper. We'll give you 3 seconds. 1, 2. All right, cool. Let's get straight to it. Go ahead.
You know,
wanna
they
start
can
it
pause
off?
the film.
Oh no, my bad. They could. I forgot that, right? Like they're live
Film.
listening.
What is this?
The film.
This is the film.
And you know they can pause
Listen.
the film. It's cover 3. It's cover
It's the
3.
word
They
that
can see
came to my mind and that came out. Okay?
All right. How do you guys want to do this? You want to do sleepers first, and then we'll go just around the room each position, or list every sleeper for every position you got.
Let's do the positions. Let's go by positions and just go start at one position. Y'all cool with that?
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, just
So I'll start with my sleeper quarterback pick, just because
Okay.
I want to get it out of the way.
All right.
Because I don't get to do this very often with Homer picks, but I am gonna select Daniel Jones. Now, most of the time, I will suggest people when they're doing fantasy football drafts is to select a player for in terms of quarterback to not select a high quarterback unless you're gonna like try and snag Pat Mahomes at the end of the third. And in my case, that would be like a steal. I would do that, but in most cases, I'm not selecting in that position, or someone's gonna overdraft Pat Mahomes, and I'm never gonna take a quarterback. In that case, I'm waiting till the end, and I think a guy you could take a flyer on as your second QB, who could end up being a top 15 quarterback this year, is Daniel Jones for the New York Giants. Now his ADP is like 196, and he's being drafted as the QB 25. There's no way this man's going to be the QB 25 with the amount of offense that they've surrounded him with. Look at his stats last year. Yes, he was awful, but last year and the year before, he was in a new offense, new offensive coordinator, a new offensive scheme. This is his first season with the same offensive scheme as he had the previous year, and he's going in with a healthy Saquon Barkley, weapons at the wide receiver. You could tell me about the offensive line, but most of the time, an offensive line crew that like goes to the next season with most of it intact, they're usually going to perform a lot better because they've played with each other. The only missing piece from the offensive line last year is going to be Kevin Zeitler, which was playing guard, but he ended up like getting benched more towards the end of the year. But yeah, that's my Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes pick as sleeper quarterback, and he got
Guys,
8 me for it.
guys, do y'all see why he's our fantasy guy? The analysis on that was phenomenal. Good job. But the pick was terrible.
yeah.
God, Lee.
Did you forget about the fact that since Danny Dimes, as you like to call him, came into the league, he has led the league in turnovers?
Yeah,
Oof,
I'm
I don't know,
100%.
man.
That doesn't
I know
disappear.
that.
That's not just
That's
going to
what-
disappear.
Yeah,
That's fine. He can run the ball. He can run the ball. His numbers on the ground are going to increase. And last year he he had to literally put the team on his back, and it was trash the whole year
Yeah.
because
He
Saquon wasn't there. We're
So
gonna have
what
a
did
running
team on
the
his
game.
back and
Giants
he
do?
failed. Yeah.
What did the Giants do to
Explain.
address the offensive line?
Explain.
We don't need the offensive line.
Oh,
We
my
got
bad.
Saquon.
My bad. My bad.
Yeah.
It's gonna y'all just
But
gonna Saquon
You're
is just gonna
you're
dodge
telling me
everybody.
right. You're telling me right now he's gonna be worse than the quarterback 25. I'm talking about he's going to be a sleeper pick from wherever you draft him because you're not drafting him until the 14th, 15th, 16th round.
All right.
That's where you're taking him,
I'm
and
taking some backups where I take him.
oh,
oh,
by all means, he's not going to be my first quarterback taken. He's not going to be my only quarterback taken, but I will be taking flyers, and especially if you play best ball, take Daniel Jones because he could pop off and like he has the offensive weapons to do it.
Yeah.
So you can hate me for it.
I tell you what, Ryan, I'll draft Daniel Jones over Cam Newton. I'll give you that.
Appreciate it.
Hey man. Anyway, to my sleeper pick, right? I don't have the analysis that Ryan has for all these details, right? Because like that was I can't compete with that. I can't compete, right? But what I can tell you is that I got Jalen Hurts as my sleeper pick. That's my sleeper pick, right? And go ahead, shake your head, shake your head. I know, shake your head. All
Ugh.
right. The reason why I got him a sleeper pick for the same reasons as Ryan said. You're not going to pick him, you know, round 10, whatever you, I don't know what round you the quarterbacks pick. Either way, he's not going to be the first five
Yeah.
quarterbacks taken, right? Or first 10 quarterbacks taken. He'll be your second tier of quarterbacks they take, right? Some guys might take him, like some guys that are Philly fans might take him, right? But for the most part, it's other quarterbacks that you're going to take before you take him. But I just think that him having a complete year to just prepare for the offense. He's a winner, man. Like no, everywhere he goes, he's just a winner, right? So I know he's training hard. He's getting ready. I think him getting Devontae Smith, him still having some of the guys that were the receiving core last year. I think Dallas Goddard, or however you say his name, right? Dallas G, he's still going to be performing. And then we'll see what happens with Zach Ertz. Still got Miles Sanders. I know the O line could be iffy, but I think they'll keep them up for the most part, right? I don't think their line is any worse than Philly. So not Philly than the Giants. So if you're believing in Daniel Jones, then I think Jalen Hurts could do just as well. So that's my pick on that.
I'm not gonna say anything about Jalen Hurts right now. Brian.
Oh man, I already know where that one's going. All right. So my sleeper is a guy who, according to ESPN's football rankings, is ranked 13th quarterback right now. Okay, his name is Matthew. I don't know. Uh, Matt Stafford is definitely going to be a top 10 quarterback in fantasy this year.
For
I
sure.
mean,
Easy.
I just don't. I don't know where they're. I mean, he could be a top 5 quarterback. He's on a good offense now. He's on a good team.
Mm-hmm.
That defense is going to give him more scoring opportunities, which equals fantasy points. Okay, like I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about. What do they think that
I like it.
he's all the time? No, he's going to be slinging it. He's got weapons. Oh, anyways, that's all I got. Really.
I know Sean McVay is going
Yeah.
to have that offense firing because he has a guy that's cerebral like him. It's going to get ugly. That was actually like
Yep.
my number one guy, right? But I thought one of you guys were going to say what you did, right? So
I thought it was too obvious. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was too obvious. Like I thought.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know what I mean? I thought that
My bad.
any rookie would take that pick as his sleeper pick, right?
Yeah.
So, but
I will say this though: if you're drafting in a league and you're drafting soon, try and snag. You're gonna have to overdraft a little bit on Stafford because as the season as it gets closer to the season, teams and you start doing your draft, people are gonna be high on Stafford. Stafford's gonna be moving up. His average draft position, Brian was saying, was QB 12. That's easily gonna be like QB 9, QB 8. once they start getting rid of like players that they know aren't going to be there, like Watson, Aaron Rodgers, once he makes a decision, Stafford's going to be pushing the envelope, and the training camp hype is going to be unreal. It's already half
Through the
unreal
roof.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So running back, we can go straight into running back. A guy I'm going with I picked more back end talent, people that you can snag at the end of your later in the roster or like mid round running backs, stuff like that. So this guy I picked was Miles Gaskin. He's being drafted as the RB 24. He he was a baller when he was on the field last season. The Dolphins are going to be better offensively, and they drafted and picked up like literally no one in the offseason at the running back position. I think they picked up Mike Davis. Is that the running back they got?
No, he went to Atlanta.
Who I don't even know who they got.
I thought
No. It's Malcolm Brown. They
Malcolm
picked up
Brown.
Malcolm
Yeah,
Brown
yeah.
from the Rams. I'm not. They gave him. Hold up, I have it right here. 2 years, $3.5 million contract. That's like trash. Like they didn't pay him to come in and be the starter. They took him to come in and spell Miles Gaskin. So they are. I think the team is high on him. He's going to get the ball a lot more. And if Tua does take that leap forward this year, a lot of his checkdowns are going to be to Miles Gaskin because he had a pretty good like receiving stats last year. I think he had like at least 30 catches and like the 10 games that he played. He only started 7 of them. So I like Gaskins for the sheer volume. And if you're taking him at RB 24, you're going to get like RB 1 touches for what you're getting later in the rounds.
I caveat that
6,
though,
7.
because after he got COVID last year, Savon Ahmed came in and he was balling too. So like I think that they're going to be a running back by committee. I think it's going to be Miles Gaskins. He might get 1 or 2. Then Savon Ahmed comes in 1 or 2. Malcolm Brown 1 or 2. Who has a hot hand? All right, whoever has a hot hand, that's who's going to get it. That's what it looked
No,
like towards the end of the season though.
no,
When
it
he came
didn't.
when Gaskins came back, it was half and half. But Ahmed or Ahmad, he shut it down. He didn't have the same production, right? He kind of hit that rookie wall. But guess who came back in? Gaskins came and he was balling. So they're like, all right, cool, we're gonna let you talk for the end of the year. But they're
I
healthy
won't
now.
even look it up, but I'm pretty sure that they shut him down towards the end of the year. Gaskins.
Okay.
But Salvin Ahmed is more of an undersized running back, and he's not going to carry the load. The lead guy is going to be Miles Gaskin.
You
And
think
Miami, yes,
you
yes.
think how big you think how big do you think that Miles Gaskin is?
He handled the work. He's what,
No, no, no,
5'10"?
no, 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 no. If he's 5'10", right, and Ahmed is 5'11", then they're same weight around 195, 200. What is the difference?
He
Because
handled the
Ryan said
workload
so.
last year.
Because
He was yeah.
Ryan said
'Cause I say
so.
He was getting 20 touches last season. 18 to
Because
20
nobody knew
touches a
what
game.
Ahmed could do. And then as soon as he got COVID, Ahmed came in and he produced, and they're like, "Oh, dang, we didn't know about this guy."
No, because they tried to do a running back by committee towards the beginning of the season when they had Jordan Howard, who was trash, and they had Matt Breida, who didn't do well. So
You
like
mentioned
What's that
it,
got to
all
there's
do with
guys,
there's
all
Ahmed?
guys that are not on the team.
Yeah,
yeah,
what's that got
they
to do with
got rid
Ahmed?
of them.
Yeah, Ahmed, they didn't produce, but Ahmed did. That's what I'm saying. Ahmed produced. They did not. So
Okay.
with all that being said, they produced. I mean, he produced and they did not. So why would that doesn't even matter?
And
We
why
want-
is he listed as the 3rd running back on the depth chart right now? They
Because
brought
they-
in a
because they-
guy and he's listed 2nd.
Because they, first of all, you're doing it for depth. Second of all, they gave him money, right? What you call it, still on a rookie contract. They gave him 3.5. So anytime you get a guy that comes in, they're going to say,
All
"Oh
right.
yeah, he's going to be the second automatically."
Okay, we'll see. I guess we could place a wager on that if we want later in the year.
That's fine. I can
Well,
listen.
I guarantee
just get a checkbook and just put my name on the block. It's who you paying it to. Pay the order
Salvin
to
Ahmed
my name.
Salvin Ahmed is nothing special. He was just a player in a good circumstance. And even I think the same thing about Miles Gaskin, but I don't think that Salvin Ahmed is a better talent than Miles Gaskin. I think Miles Gaskin is going to get the workload, and then if he gets injured or is trash, they're going to move on, and then they're going to go to Salvin Ahmed. But it's not going to be a running back by committee in that team. I can almost they're not going to split carries. I'll say that
All
right
right.
now.
Well, to save time, I'm just going to go ahead and let you feel like you won that one, but you didn't. The
I
sleeper
did.
pick for mine is David Montgomery. So yeah, and just based off the fact that it's David Montgomery, and he is yet to really get the chance to just eat without having like every time he had to deal with the bad quarterback play of Mitchell Trubisky or deal with Nick Foles BS. I think that him having Justin Fields, I think Justin Fields after week 3 will be the starter. I think they're just trying to make sure the transfer over from Andy Dalton is smoothly, and I think that Justin Fields will produce a lot better. And that running and attack that he can run and or go on the run, I think that will help him out. Because when Mitchell Trubisky did that last year, towards a little bit, David Montgomery had his best games. So
I like it.
I like Montgomery. Um, my sleeper was he's currently ranked as the 20th running back right now according to ESPN, and his name is Josh Jacobs. 20th. That dude's a first round pick, and I don't
not with Kenyon
care.
Drake.
I don't care about Kenyon Drake. Are you kidding me? Kenyon Drake came in to replace Jalen Richard. Like, big deal.
Okay.
I mean, come
Josh
on,
Jacobs
Josh.
was underwhelming last year. He was
He
very
was
underwhelming
like,
last year.
I think he was top 10 fantasy wise. How is
Shit.
that
Yes, out
underwhelming?
of it because he was just underwhelming. I had him on my team. I know what he was.
I know too.
Yeah,
A
but
couple
he
weeks where
it
he didn't
wasn't.
do well, but he also had a few weeks where he boomed.
Yeah, he had an ankle
He
injury, right? That hurt him. But for the most part, he's getting the whole pie. It's not like he's splitting any care. He's getting the whole pie.
And he
And even
doubled
when
his
he's
catches from year 1 to year 2. Like he's
that
getting
is
more
what I would
PPR opportunities. I'm just saying,
that is what I want to see. I want to see did he double his catches?
almost.
No, he had 20 to 33. That's not
That's
almost.
what are you talking
It's
about? It's
13.
almost double.
We
that's 7
are we
away.
rounding up?
Yeah, I
He's
rounded
rounding
it.
up without a 5.
Okay,
A l-
you know,
Look, they I thought this year he was going to at least end the season with more than 40 touches on or receiving catches. But like I just he had a unproductive year. Whether it was an injury, like Kenny said, that was just nagging him throughout the year, sure. But he went from 4.8 yards a carry to 3.9. Like he got the reason why he was so high. He barely broke 1,000 yards, but he had 12 touchdowns in the red zone because he was getting it all. But if you're telling me Kenyon Drake is the same as Jalen Richard, he's not. He's Kenyon Drake's in there to help take the load off his back a little bit. So I think he's gonna lose some opportunities.
I don't.
Just my
I
opinion,
like
but I just
feed him. Kenny
I
Drake's
could be
a
also
safety
hating
valve.
him. Sure.
All
All
right,
right.
what we got for
Oh,
receivers?
all right. Wide receiver. We can start moving through pretty quickly. Wide receivers. I'm gonna go Brandon Ayuk. I love this guy. I think that like the 49ers are so I know you don't like him, but like he's very similar to Debo Samuel. And last year, anytime Debo was out, Brandon Ayuk was getting the bulk of like scheming them. He had 60 catches, 748 yards, and 5 touchdowns. And he also gets those little shovel passes at the goal line. So that's an extra uh, goal line carry. He gets some runs at the goal line. I think he had 2 touchdowns last year doing like the little jet sweep. I just like him as a player. And I like Kyle Shanahan as like an offensive mind to get him open and get the ball to him. I just like him. You shake your head all you want. I know you don't like him as a talent.
No, it's not that I don't like him as a talent. Is that you got two of the same people in offense, right? Like
I
the same thing they try to do with Brandon Ayuk is the same thing they try to do with Debo Samuel. So it's like, who are you going to show the favoritism to, right? Sometimes you like, all right, cool, this game is going to be Brandon Ayuk, and they gave Debo Samuel went off. And then other times you're like, all right, well, I guess it's going to be Debo Samuel. Then Brandon Ayuk went off. I feel like they're too similar for you to actually trust in one of the two because you never know. It's like hit or miss. You never know who's going to produce. It's like
One's a
Savon
first
Ahmed
round pick,
or Miles
one's a
Gaskin.
second.
And
Nah, I don't think
not
so.
to mention it's a run first team.
Yeah.
I mean, they were a run first team last year, and he performed pretty well.
No, they weren't because they were playing for behind almost all year.
The whole time with Nick
All
Mullins.
right.
Now
Brandon
that they're
Ayuk is going to finish higher than wide receiver 33.
maybe.
Easy.
See, on mine is flip flop, but hey, either way,
Okay.
I'm surprised that
Go ahead,
that's
Kenny.
your pick. But go ahead.
yeah, my pick is DJ Chalk Jr. I like Urban Meyer just as an offensive minded coach. I think he will be able to scheme uh, plays for DJ Chalk. I think the addition of having Travis Etienne and having a quarterback like Trevor Lawrence who's like real savvy, who can move around a little bit and have other pieces will actually help out DJ Chalk. I think they'll get how you say it, Latavius Chenault. I don't know how to
Yeah.
say his name. Yeah, but anyway,
That's a good sleeper right
Laviska
there.
Shenault. Yeah, I think they will get him enough productivity that is going to open up the doors for DJ Chalk to have like an explosive year, like a Justin Jefferson type of year, running deep posts, running deep go type of year. That's my pick.
All right.
Not bad.
Um,
Right.
yeah, I have nothing to add to that. So we'll just move to my pick. I got. Oh, I got your boy Ryan. Got Kenny Galladay. 25th right now on the list I'm looking at, and I think
Yeah, but what did the Giants do to address the offensive line? Please tell
Well,
me that.
they did nothing to address the
Can you
offensive
tell
line.
me what the Giants did?
But what I will tell you is that they brought in a big body receiver, and they are putting all their eggs into one basket with Danny Dimes and making sure that he is the quarterback that they want him to be. So they put the talent around him. Now it's his turn to show. And I think Kenny Galladay could have a very good year. He could even creep up to the top 10 area, just because he's going to be a big red zone threat and he's going to get targets, a lot of them.
I just think they need a
It'll be
Robin.
interesting.
He needs a Robin. He needs another Robin at receiver with him that's gonna produce. Like, is it Slayton? I don't know. Is it Shepard?
I like Slayton.
Yeah, it's definitely not Shepard. But
It
like,
could be a combination of the two, though.
yeah. So if one of them can do that to take some of the light off him, I definitely agree with that.
And if Ingram doesn't have stone hands, he
I
can actually
kind
catch
of
the
gave up
ball.
on Ingram, bro.
Yeah.
I know, but freak.
Speaking of
Yeah.
tight end,
Yeah, we
speaking
right
of
to
tight
him.
end,
Who you
ooh,
got?
man, you guys set me up right there. No, no, I'm not. I'm not picking Evan Ingram. You know who my sleeper tight end is? It's gonna be Tyler Higbee. It's gonna go along with the. It's gonna go along with the
Damn.
Matt Stafford.
had that
This
one.
Matt Stafford. Really? Did you guys both have him? Oh wow.
Yep.
Yeah. So this will be easy. We'll just cover it right here. Look, I
Tyler
like the
Higbee,
guy.
baby.
They just took Everett and put it Gerald Everett and they threw him over in Seattle, and I think that Tyler Higbee is gonna ball out. He showed he can ball out like a year ago or 2 years ago, the end of 2019 with Jared Goff. Like if he could do that with a quarterback that's actually good, sky's the limit, baby.
And Stafford historically has always liked his tight ends.
Love him.
Oh yeah.
He threw the ball all the time. It didn't matter if it was Ebron or another
Hawkinson.
scrub off of the bench when Ebron was hurt. I'm talking back a few
You
years
talking
ago.
about pre? Yeah.
Before Hawkinson, obviously Hawkinson's the man right now in Detroit, but yeah, he would always throw to the tight ends. It didn't matter who he was. So, and Higbee's got a little bit of talent. He's shown last couple of years. He can catch the ball and be reliable. So, I think that's a good pick. Good sleeper.
Thanks, bud. So did we all pick Higbee? So we can just
Yeah, I had
End
Higbee
it
for
there?
sure.
Yeah, it was
Sweet.
kind of
Look.
obvious,
Yeah,
but
he's
I
an
wanted
easy
to pick
one.
it anyways.
Yeah. So we'll go with our bus picks, and we're gonna try and I'll try and speed up so that I'm not spending too much
Yeah,
time
this is
because
gonna
I could
slow
literally
down.
talk fancy all day. Yeah. No. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do my quarterback bus is gonna be Jalen Hurts, and I love you to death, Kenny. I love you to death, buddy. But last season, he ended so well, but like most of his production was on the ground, and which is great. You want that from a quarterback, but he didn't have a 60% completion percentage, which in today's NFL is pretty bad. I can't say much because I don't think Daniel Jones had anything above like a 55% completion percentage, which means nothing. But I just think what your idea of a sleeper, people are so high on Jalen Hurts this year. I think he's being
Yeah.
drafted as the quarterback 7 right now.
Yeah.
Like, I think that
Yeah.
the the idea of him being so good is he's not going to be able to meet that. I think he'll be fine. He'll probably be like QB 14 if he plays the whole year, 13, 12, but he's not getting to 7. That's just my opinion. That's why I select him as a bust.
Lamar
I
Jackson.
agree.
Thank you.
Lamar Jackson, you have as a bust?
Lamar Jackson's second year
Ooh,
was
Oh,
just like how Jalen Hurts is, right? The first year Lamar Jackson came in, they went to the championship. He was all running. They're like, he's not going to survive. He's not going to survive. He can't survive like this. He has to throw the ball. He can't really throw the ball really well. He came back the second year, productivity. They're
yeah.
going to scheme it.
What happened to Lamar Jackson last year, though?
That's the third year. I'm not talking about the third year. This is his second year.
Oh,
This is Jalen Hurts' second year. So what
okay.
I'm saying
Oh, so
is,
you
this is what
so
watch
Jalen
what I
Hurts is
say,
gonna be
right?
good this year. Okay, okay.
You know why the reason why he's going to be good? Because he didn't start from the jump, right? He came in halfway, right? And so when he comes halfway, they're going to go to your strong suit. His suit is running the ball. So they said, okay, you can run the ball, you can throw a little bit. Make you comfortable and let you start. Let's start from the run and then get the run to develop your passing. This year, I guarantee that they're going to have the passing, right, develop first, and then he's going to be able to run too. So he's going to be throwing the defensive teams off. And since they don't have a year of film, right, then it's going to eliminate everything. But now, if he does the same thing in the next year, I feel like his productivity would drop just like Lamar Jackson did, because you're going to go to what you like.
Okay, so
the
you're
difference
calling him a
there.
one-hit wonder. Okay, all
The
right.
difference
I
there
kind of
is you have John Harbaugh, and then you have a rookie head coach in Philly. Like, it's just. I think it's gonna crash and burn, in my opinion. But like, I also hate the Eagles. So
But John Harbaugh is not the offensive coordinator.
no. But he is. He knows how to get players to play well. Like, he had Joe Flacco like win a Super Bowl. Like, I mean, like
So what
oh
about
man,
Kevin Stefanski then? What about his
what
first year?
about him?
what what
about
Did
about
he
him?
have? Did he not have any productivity? Was he not good? Did people not say he was going to be trash? Did the Browns not have some type of success?
dude? The Browns on
Yeah.
paper should be like the best team in the league.
Yeah, I know that, but what I'm saying is that we can't say that since it's a head coach's first year that they're going to automatically flop or he's not going to be good, right? It's all speculation because we don't
I,
know what he brings to the table, right? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So that's why I say he say she say.
we'll see.
Well, going
Brian,
straight
go
in
ahead.
there. Oh, go ahead. What'd you say, Brian?
What? Who's your bust?
Oh, my bus is Justin Herbert. Like my bus, my bus is Justin Herbert, right? And I am a Chargers fan, right? And what I mean by bus, I mean he's not going to have the same productivity level as he did the first year to the second. I'm not saying he's going to be a bad quarterback, right? I'm just saying for this year by itself, 2021 to 22 season, Justin Herbert is going to be a bust compared to what people are going to see him, right? The productivity that he had last year was the best. The best productivity, right? All rookies. Cool. The difference is he didn't share the ball around as a gunslinger. Keenan Allen was his number one target. If you look at his games, right? If you look at the games, everything was big Keenan Allen. If Keenan Allen was productive, right, that means Justin Herbert had a great game. If Keenan Allen wasn't productive, that means Justin Herbert didn't have a great game. Another thing, right, is a year of film makes the complete difference, right? Because at the first year, the defensive coordinators don't have time to prep the whole summer to see what do you like, where's your strong points, where do you like to go on the field, or, you know what I mean? Like they don't see all the nuances of your game. When they have a whole year to watch your film, all those check downs and those special routes that you like, that's your go-to, that gets eliminated, right? And most quarterbacks don't realize how to, adjust their game until they see that. When they see that, they're like, oh, then they're taking that away. They're taking that away. Then they have to go to that next level. And then you see their progression go to that year 3, year 4, if they're going to be a good quarterback. So that's why I put him as my bust. Just because they're going to take away the things that he liked. And then from there, we're going to try to see how he can operate. And when they took away the stuff, like in the Miami game, when they took away his strong points, he threw turnovers. He had interceptions.
I see your point, but
Not gonna argue.
with the Chargers have all their injuries back on defense, he's going to get more volume, more opportunity as the quarterback because they're going to get him the ball back quicker because they're going to be a better unit. And
What
so I
what,
think
what
that
injuries
will
did they have
balance.
besides Derwin James?
Bosa was out like half a year. I mean, Melvin Ingram was out for a little while too. I mean, those are big key guys. You don't just replace those guys. You know, that's superstar. Those are superstars. It's not like trying to replace, like I don't know, your third corner or something. Like, come on. I'm just saying,
It's
man.
it's it's not a bad pick because people are so high on Herbert this year that like the ceiling's so high that like it's kind of scary because you will have to overdraft him if you want him on your team.
I
So
mean, that's
in that
possible.
sense, he's
Yeah,
probably going to be a bust.
And he's not with
But
and Melvin Ingram's not with the Chargers, right? You have
he
doggone
was last year.
yeah, but I'm saying this year. I don't care about last year. I'm talking about this
Okay.
year. Last year, Justin Herbert was the guy. This year, I'm saying that's why I said 2021 to 2022.
Uh huh.
Last year, he was a goat, right? This year, he's not the goat, right? He's not going to be what guys expect him to be, right? That's why I said just remember you guys said where he's on the board, 20 something, 30 something, he's going to perform better than that. He's not going to perform as a QB4 or QB5. He's just not going to perform that high.
yep,
He's not. And if you feel so confident about it,
hard.
then put that money on the table.
You know what? Speaking of money on the
Oh
table,
man.
Brian's pick, I actually do have money on the table for him. But go,
Yeah.
I'll let him
We
get
do.
to his QB bus.
My bad. Go ahead.
All right, my QB bust. And Josh Allen. He's currently ranked the second QB right now. Yep. I told you I was going to do it. Listen, Josh Allen, his completion percentage went up 11 points last year from the year prior. It's just historic unheard of to have that big of a jump from one year to the next. So I feel like there's going to be a regression. He had like 37 passing touchdowns. At the year prior, he only had 20. Now I get Stephon Diggs makes a big impact there. I'm not discounting that, but I think Josh Allen's going to come down to earth a little bit. I'm not saying he's going to be a bad quarterback, but here's why he's a bust. If you're picking him as the second quarterback, you're picking him right after. You're picking him third round, early third round, and that's like if you're lucky. Probably have to overdraft him into the second round if you really want him. If you wait until like the sixth or seventh quarterback, and the drop off is not that significant at quarterback, as Ryan can attest to, you will get much better value because you'll be making a much later pick on your quarterback, probably sixth round. Whereas you can put that second or third round pick that you would have had to use on Josh Allen into a different position, such as running back or a wide receiver. So, in that respect, I think Josh Allen is a bust because he could end up being like the fifth best quarterback, and there is draft wise, there is a dramatic difference from picking the second quarterback versus the fifth quarterback.
Big opportunity cost. And I agree with Brian.
Thank you. That's
I
that's all.
I
I'm not
I
saying he's going to be
He's a
terrible.
bust.
100%
He's a bust.
no.
2021, 2022. He's a bust.
Look, if you want to, your argument for his idea of being a bust is fine. But your argument is not about Josh Allen being a bust. Your argument is please don't draft a quarterback in the second, third, or fourth round. Wait, because like Brian said, the drop off is so it's so like small that like you can get one in the eighth round, ninth round, and still be fine and almost be as productive as someone that you draft in the second or third. Like Pat Mahomes, I think last year underperformed. He didn't finish as like a top two quarterback, but you probably draft him as the top two. Um, but the only thing I'm going to say here is that Josh Allen, that 11 point percentage increase of completion percentage, and he only had 20 touchdowns. He increased to like 30 something. He was still the quarterback six the year prior, and then the quarterback one last year. Like that running ability, they didn't do a running back this year. he's still going to run the ball at the goal line. He's going to get those touchdowns for you, and he's just a safe player that you can always play no matter what. He's going to be top 5 guaranteed this year.
That-
Guaranteed. If you want to put $100 in it too, Kenny, I'm willing to take both y'all.
I am prepared to put double on what Brian got, right? Because the reason, the same thing that you're saying about, oh, he's going to run the ball is the same reason why is he's not going to be productive, right? That the glass is half empty, half full. You're seeing it as half full. I see it as half empty, right? Because if they didn't get a running back, a quarterback is not going to be able to survive continuously taking all those hits. I know he's a big body. I know he's a big guy, right? But first of all, they have no running back. Devin Singletary, trash. Zach Moss, trash. Mac Breida, trash. So pretty much it's just Josh Allen back there, right? Same debate that I had with the doggone Justin Herbert, right? Hey, what does Josh Allen like to do? We're going to take that away and see how productive he is. Josh Allen has a Brett Favre mentality. He doesn't want to turn the ball over, but he doesn't really care that much, right? He's going to take chances. And if he's going to take chances, that's going to lower his percentage or his efficiency when it comes to fantasy. And that's why I'm taking your $100 with Brian, and we're going to go get us a nice shirt or something at the end of the year.
He will be a top 5 quarterback at the end of the year. The only stipulation that me and Brian
no
made,
stipulation.
Yeah, he already agreed to this. He cannot miss how many games?
More than 3.
He cannot miss more than 3 games.
If
he can miss 3 games.
3, it's null.
It's null because the injury impacted it way too much.
Yeah.
But he will be a top 5 quarterback.
That's fine. So it's we're either gonna get money, Brian, or it's gonna be no, because he ain't gonna be top 5. So that's fine.
Okay.
Pretty safe pick. If you want to ask BK bets.
This episode will be an hour and a half. You continue to give me
All
heartburn.
right, cool. Let's pick it up then. All right, my bad.
Look, for the rest of this stuff, I'm just gonna list my players,
all right, just list them
and
all.
then you guys can go yours. So
right, cool.
for Bus, I'm gonna go running back. I know you guys may hate it, but J.K. Dobbins at running back, being drafted at running back 15. I don't think he's gonna be a RB1 this year, just because they love Gus Edwards and they try to sign him again. He's gonna have to split the carries. So and Lamar likes to run the ball, I just think it's a lot of mouths to feed on the ground, and I just don't think he's gonna get the bulk of the carries that everyone's hoping he gets to produce like some of the other RB1s. Another wide receiver that I love a lot, but he's listed as like a back end wide receiver 1 is Terry McLaurin. And I just think that the hype is so high that he's going to upset you this year. And I guess I'm not super high on Fitzmagic. That's just where I'm at. And then my last bust, and you guys can react to all these if you want after, is Kyle Pitts, tight end. Rookie tight ends never produce. I get he's different. He's a freak athlete, but I just don't think that Kyle Pitts is just gonna come in and be Julio Jones for that offense. I just don't think it's gonna happen. That's just, and history has shown that rookie tight ends usually don't come out and are that good. I think Kyle Pitts in the long run gonna be great, but not this year. That's just how I am. That's all I got for Bus. I could go into all my honorable mentions, but I'll let you guys do your thing.
You can speak, Brian. I have nothing to say.
Listen, I don't. The tight end question. Kyle Pitts is being way overdrafted. Too high. I do think he's gonna have productivity though this year. I can be one of the top tight ends, but maybe not the 4th or 5th, like where he's being drafted. Maybe more like 7,
but what's
8.
the difference between 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, and like 15? Look at the difference between the 15th tight end and like the 9th tight end. It's like 2 catches. It's usually not that big of a margin. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying he's not going to be in that elite echelon. And that's where he's getting drafted at, basically. Mm-hmm. So, I forgot who you said. Oh yeah, J.K. Dobbins. Dude, J.K. Dobbins, come on, man. He's an Ohio State guy. Come on.
I know.
Come on.
It's nothing against his talent. Him as a player. I think he's a phenomenal running back. They
Gus
love
Edwards.
him.
That's why I didn't
Love
say
him.
anything. That's why I didn't say anything because it's asinine that he says that. It's
I
asinine
know.
that he said
Okay.
that.
J.K.
Just
Dobbins
watch.
is
Just watch.
good, all right. He's gonna get the 20 touches a
Okay.
game. Come on,
We will see.
come on. And
We will
and the
see.
Baltimore loves to run the ball. He'd get his 20, and Gus Edwards still get 10.
Exactly. Or
You
15.
know.
Uh, We
And
will
Lamar
see.
will
They
still
did a
get
lot on
10.
the. I guess we'll see. I just think he's gonna. You're gonna be disappointed if you drafted him in the second round, which is probably where you're gonna have to take him. You're gonna end up being disappointed by the end of the year.
All right.
Well,
Go ahead,
I'll
Kenny.
knock mine out real quick. So running back, all right, I'm going to shake some heads. Running back, I have Alvin Kamara. That's my running back.
Yes.
As a bust. So
Good pick, Kenny.
that's
Good pick.
my boy. That's my boy.
Yeah, he's a bust.
I'm telling you, listen, man. If Drew Brees was the lifesaver for Alvin Kamara, right? Alvin Kamara not having Drew Brees, and if Taysom Hill is starting, it's going to get ugly. His numbers went down so bad last year when Taysom Hill was playing, and I like James Winston, but I don't think he is going to start over Taysom Hill. I just think Sean Payton and Taysom Hill has some type of relationship that is just stronger than than what he's doing with or James Winston can compete. So for receivers, bus I just have Justin Jefferson, and I know you guys gonna say like, oh man, that's crazy. Rookies always have great first years, right? The second year, the productivity is going to be lower, right? I think he's still a productive player. He's still going to be good. I don't think he's going to be the issue. I think Kirk Cousins is going to be the issue. I think Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins is just not. Is just not that guy, right? I know. Do you like that? Nah, I know he doesn't like that. But I'm saying that they're going to still throw the ball. Dalvin Cook is still going to get his touches, but I think he's going to get shadowed more, right? More people are going to let Adam Thielen eat than let him eat, right? She can get shadowed more, and I don't think that even last year in the games that he didn't do as good, which was not a lot, he was getting pissed with Kirk Cousins just because Kirk Cousins was just throwing the ball everywhere. He was getting open, still not throwing the ball. And I think you'll see a lot of that come to light this year. And then at tight end, I have Darren Waller, and I know people are gonna be like, "What?" And I said I have Darren Waller just because he gets endless targets. Right, every year his productivity is like, "Oh, he's the number three. He's the number three behind Greg Kittle and behind Travis Kelsey." I just don't think that the way that John Gruden is structuring his team is I don't think that they're going to even be good this year. Like I don't think they're going to be good. Just my opinion. I think that guys are going to be like, listen, we know you like Darren Waller. You guys don't have anybody at a receiver really. Y'all got rid of Nelson Aguilar, right? So guess what? We know you're going to get the ball to Darren Waller. He's going to make some plays, right? But his productivity, as far as how it was last year, I don't think it's going to be the same. I think they're going to take that away and see what else can Derek Carr do? How else can he beat us? And I don't think they have any other weapons besides their running backs to do anything.
I disagree. Disagree with that last point. Henry Ruggs. Let's not forget about him. He's gonna be stretching the field. They also really like the Edwards kid, like at wideout. Like so, you got a speedster, a possession receiver, and then you got Waller going run the scene. Okay, Waller's still gonna get his. He's still gonna be a productive tight end. So
A number three though, no.
yeah, because really, it's a big drop off from like Kittle and Kelsey. Man, you drop a lot, and Waller is probably the next best tight end.
I'm just saying that.
Who are you putting ahead of him? That's all. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's other guys that you could take for what you're going to spend for Waller. I think it's other guys that you could take that's going to get the same productivity as he's going to get. Like people want to say Henry Ruggs, he take the top off. Yeah, Henry Ruggs is fast. He's going to take the top off. But first of all, Henry Ruggs got to get healthy, right, with his hamstring. Second of all, he has to stop dropping easy catches. The Edwards guy, they've been talking about him for the last 2 years. Oh my gosh, Edwards. But guess what?
It was a rookie.
I thought he was a rookie the year before.
No, it was last year. But
Last year, okay, my bad.
it's
Either way.
whatever.
Last year, whatever. Last year they've been talking about him, but guess what? He didn't even play like that.
Yeah,
They still was giving the ball to Hunter Renfro.
I'm not gonna argue, but I think Waller is not gonna be a bust.
Okay.
But anyways, all right,
Right.
bus for me. My running back bus is the same as yours, Kenny. Alvin Kamara. For similar reasons. I mean, without Breeze there, quarterback's gonna be a question. How good is their offense gonna be? are they going to be able to get him the ball like Drew Brees did? I mean, his only saving grace is he is a really good pass catcher. So for PPR leagues, he may very well still be very productive. But I don't think he's the third best running back, and that's where he's ranked right now. I would take Zeke over him. I'd take Saquon over him, even with that injury concern. I just Kamar Moore is like a bottom of the top 10 than he is the top. So I'm not saying he's a huge bust, but yeah, I don't know. I don't like him. I never have, so it's my bias. My bust at receiver is going to be AJ Brown. I think with Julio coming in, he's going to take up some target share, but also they are feeding Derrick Henry the ball. I don't know. I know he's had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, but is he really a top 10 receiver right now? Especially with Julio there? I I guess I have to see it. I don't believe it. I'm not taking him at that high in fantasy. I'd much go for another player a little bit lower. Just my 2 cents. And then at tight end, sorry, I was trying to make it load. I forgot who I had. So
Nice.
you got. I'm very well prepared. Go ahead. Just talk about my bus for 1 second.
Okay, so I get you guys. It's Alvin Kamara. I get it. Last year was a little bit of a shock if you had Alvin Kamara on your team and all of a sudden Drew Brees gets hurt in the middle of the season, week 10, 11, 12, 13. You have to go without Drew Brees. I don't think they game planned and knew that homeboy was going to go in there. They didn't even know who their starting quarterback was going to be until that week before the game. They were like, all right, I guess we're not doing Jameis. We're doing this dude in there. We're throwing Taysom Hill in there. So he's not going to do the checkdowns to Alvin Kamara. I think that's going to be coached into him that look, man, this is this running back's best attribute for our offense. We need to get him the ball in his hands. So you need to start doing that. And you notice they started to do that because last season he had 0 catches the first game he played with Taysom Hill, and then that last game right before Drew Brees came back, he got the ball 7 times, 7 receptions out the backfield. They were definitely teaching him hey man, and also I'm just saying Alvin Kamara is a baller. He's basically their slot receiver as well as their running back. So I don't know. I can't. I also am in love with his running style, and he's one of my favorite players to watch. So that's my bias, and that's where me and Brian are complete opposites. So, and I don't even know what your other stupid pick was. I think it was AJ Brown. Whatever. I agree. I kind of agree with that because I think the hype's too high. And I'm surprised, Kenny. I'm surprised you didn't go with DK because that dude had 15, almost 16 receptions per catch last year. Usually there's a drop off. That's pretty high for a catch rate. So he's a big play guy, and if those don't get connected the following year because you're getting double teamed, it's gonna be you're gonna have a rougher season. So I'm surprised you didn't pick DK.
The quarterback plays better.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Big
Oh,
factor. Who's your tight end?
My tight end. I'm sorry, I forgot. It's Dallas Goedert because I need to know. Am I mind here, or did Zach Ertz die or something?
They just hate him.
Zach Ertz,
He was
is so good, and he's not that
he
old.
was ineffective last year.
That was more about their team as a whole.
No, he couldn't get separation. He just his routes. I don't know if he was lazy or tired or he was just really slow. He must have been nursing something because he just could not get open. Even when he was out there, he was just running slow.
Well,
he looked like Gronk.
I don't care if Ertz is playing or not. Listen, Dallas Goedert, get out of here with that trash, okay? Because I'm not that big of. I don't believe that much in Jalen Hurts, so I don't like it. That's it.
Hey,
all right.
Hey, I'm not going to argue with that. Before we close the segment out, I do have one thing to say, right? 5 games, Darren Waller produced more than what he's projected. That's all I got to say. 5 games. So for you guys over talking about, he's going to be ball, 5 games.
Maybe that has more to do with the projections were just wrong.
Okay, yeah. Week 13, he had 200 yards. Week 15, he had 150 yards. The last 2 weeks, he had 112, 117. Guess what he had before then? Week 3, he had 9 yards. He had, in week 4, 88 yards. Week 5, 48 yards. He wasn't producing like you guys are thinking.
Ryan,
So
what
like
number tight end did he finish
he had 1,200
fantasy?
yards. Golly.
Was
Yeah,
it 2 or 3?
yeah, yeah.
I think
Weird.
or
Huh.
And
it
and
was
that's why
five.
he's gonna drop off. Like he had 200 yards against the New York Jets. Cut it out.
So
All right, I'm done.
Hey,
I'm done
hey,
talking about
before
it.
we close out the segment, I know
Yeah.
we said we were gonna do honorable mentions. I'm just gonna like rattle mine off real quick, and I don't want to hear anything from you guys because these are my picks, and you guys can go screw yourself. Derek Carr is gonna be my honorable mention for quarterback because I think that he's gonna do well. And he last year he finished at QB 13. As long as he keeps the job all year, he's performing well. Uh, Joe Mixon played injured last year, and their offense has gotten better. And I always have a soft spot for Joe Mixon just because I think he's a good runner. Slash Cam Akers because I like him this year, but I think the hype's going to be a little too high, and I'm not going to draft him as high as some would draft Cam Akers. Wide receiver CD Lamb, I think he's going to take over wide receiver one role from Amari Cooper because I don't think Amari Cooper's that great, anyways. And CD Lamb's a better talent. And then for tight end, my honorable mention is Hayden Hurst for the reasons why I didn't select um, homeboy. What's his
Kyle
nuts?
Pitts.
Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is the reasons I'm selecting Hayden Hurst. I think they're going to be in a lot of two tight end sets. They have the chemistry from last year, and I just think that like second year in the offense, he's going to do a lot better.
yeah,
That's it.
Good,
I think
That's all I got.
I just wanted to bring up one guy for an honorable mention. Russell Wilson, ranked seventh right now in quarterbacks. I think he could be QB1 at the end of the year. I think he's going to have a ball ass year, and unlike last year where he started off hot and then trailed off at the end, I think he's learned from that, and he's not going to let that happen again because he is a huge competitor. He's a winner. I don't know. I really like Russell Wilson, so I think
Oh
he's
yeah.
going to have a baller year.
I was gonna disagree until you said that last statement because I'm a Seahawks fan underneath a little bit besides the Chargers. So when you said but he's gonna learn how to finish this year, then I was like, all right, cool. So I have nothing to say to that. So that's it. Are we good?
Sweet. Yeah.
Hey guys,
Sorry,
we
everyone.
we know we went way past the norm. You know, you could tell that we kind of, or I'm not really. I'm a fantasy lover, right? But Ryan is on a different level. Ryan is just
I told
he.
you.
It's really Ryan. It's really Ryan's fantasies for a reason. That's like fantasy is his fantasies, right? So like always, we appreciate you guys. We won't be back here next week because of 4th of July. But the week after we'll be back. So everybody enjoy your Fourth of July. Stay safe and enjoy. Peace.